The Sankranti means the sun moving from one zodiac sign to another. And this is the day we also honor our ancestors. Rangolis basically they reflected astronomy. Rangolis are called in math called tessellations, where we can create patterns. Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Every year on 14th of January in India, we celebrate the festival called Makara Sankranti. The Sankranti means the sun moving from one zodiac sign to another. So we have 12 zodiac signs. So starting from Aries, we have 12. So we have 12 months in a year. So sun will move from one zodiac sign to other every month. So out of that, when sun moves from the zodiac sign Sagittarius to Capricorn, is called very auspicious day, and we celebrate it as a festival. There are different ways we celebrate this festival in different parts of the country. In some states, we fly the kites. Some states, it's mainly agriculture oriented. And some states, they will have bonfires and so on. So this festival is also known with different names. In South India, it's known as Pongal. Pongal is one of the dish we cook on that particular day, because everybody cooks the Pongal in the temples. It's more famous as the name Pongal. So now we try to learn the significance, why this is so auspicious. The sun, when it moves in 12 directions, every year is split into two halves. One is called Uttarayana, the other one is called Dakshinayana. The 6 months starting from Capricorn to Gemini is called Uttarayana. If it starts from January, February, March, April, May, and June, usually starting from 14th of January and ending somewhere in June. This is called Uttarayana. From Cancer to Sagittarius, that is from July to end of December and mid of January, is called Dakshinayana. That means the sun will have the southward movement during these 6 months, and sun will have northern movement during the Uttarayana, the 6 months starting from the 14th of January. We have different types of calendars in India. We have solar Suryamana, we got solar calendars that track the sun. We have lunar calendars called Chandramana. We have Brihaspatiyamana, where the calendar is based on the movement of Jupiter. And we also have Nakshatramana, based on the movements of the stars in the sky, and so on. We have total 6 different types of calendars, and nowadays we are following the Gregorian Western calendars. So one thing is in common is, no matter how we calculate the time and which calendar we follow, all these calendars will come to the same page. No matter how they travel, every year on the eve of Makara Sankranti, all these calendars will have exactly the same position and same day. So this is one of the most interesting fact about the Sankranti. The reason why this Makara Sankranti is auspicious is because one human year is considered as one day in the heaven. So like our one day includes day and night, together we call as one day. Similarly, during the Uttarayana, it is considered as day in the heaven, and Dakshinayana is considered as the night time in the heaven. So during the Uttarayana, the sun will tilt from east to northeast. Towards the earth will tilt towards northeast, and this will face towards the heavens. The northeast is called Ishanya. The direction is called Ishanya. Ishanya has a very sacred in Sanatana Dharma because it faces towards heaven. So in our belief is whoever passes away during the Uttarayana time, because earth is directly facing towards heaven, and those people have more chances of going to the heaven compared to the Dakshinayana, where earth tilt towards the south and it is the other side of the heaven, so the journey will be difficult. It is very similar to swimming against the tides and flow towards the tides. If we try to swim against the tides, our journey will be quite hard and it takes a lot of energy, whereas if we swim through the flow, it saves our time and it only takes less efforts. Similarly, if we are flying, if we get a headwind, our journey will take longer and it needs more fuel and more time to reach our destination, whereas if we have a tailwind, the journey will become quite easy because our wind is pushing us towards our direction, so it needs less fuel and we can reach our journey quickly. Similarly, when earth tilt towards the northeastern direction, whoever passes away during the Uttarayana Punyakala, then their journey towards the heavens becomes much easier, and that's why it's considered as quite auspicious. So during this Makara Sankranti, we celebrate in various different ways, depends on each part of the country. So most of the people on this day, we encourage our kids to fly kites, because to fly the kites, they will be facing towards sky, they will be looking into the sky, and they will be flying the kites so that they will be facing the sun. And similarly, we'll do a Abhyangana Sthana. Abhyangana Sthana means taking the oil bath. So like using a sesame oil, massaging the whole body and facing the sun for at least 1 hour time before taking the normal bath. This is called Abhyangana Sthana. So the significance of this is this will strengthen the bones and muscles, maybe because we are facing the sun, we'll get better D vitamin absorption, and the sesame oil that might help. So one of the tradition is we all consume the sesame seeds. We will be encouraged to eat sesame seeds and sesame oil during this particular season. So India is being predominantly an agriculture country, this is the time, especially in South India, the farmers will harvest their crops so that they will have a free time and they have enough wealth. And this one good thing about this festival is we are following the notion of Vasudhaika Kutumbam, that means the universal family. So this is the time farmers will always try to share their wealth with needy ones, and this is the time we felicitate the artists, and various different art forms will come into the life during this season. So being the agriculture country, the cows are very sacred and they play very important role in our life. This is the time we get the high yields of milk during these particular months compared to other seasons. So this is the time we cook the pongal using fresh milk, fresh jaggery, and we offer to the god. And this is the day we also honor our ancestors. On this particular day, 14th of January, in the morning times, this becomes our duty to honor and think about our previous past generations, and we offer our respects during this particular day, so that in case if they didn't get a chance to go to the heavens, we'll pray the God Sadgatis, that means to get the heavens or better future for our past generations as well. Art form take a precedence during this time. This is the time we encourage to put the rangolis. When it comes to the rangolis, I recently learned one interesting fact. Nowadays, rangolis are just used to demonstrate their creativity skills and just used for entertainment purposes. But whereas previously, the rangolis played a vital role in our religion. Those days, the rangolis basically they reflected astronomy. Rangolis are called in mass called tessellations, where we can create patterns. So each of these dot represents stars, and we used to have a rangoli per each day of the year. Especially in Sankranti, for 30 days, they have 30 different rangolis to represent the planetary movements in the sky. It reflects the astronomy. So this is very interesting because this skill is pretty much extinct. This is the time as it becomes our responsibility to preserve our knowledge and our heritage. So we need to find those old people who are still alive, and we need to somehow record those skills so that we won't lose forever. Mentioning one of the art forms, but there are many. I'm afraid some of might have already extinct. Village will have their own traditions, and there are so many professional artists. They'll inherit their art from previous generations, and most of them they're like becoming unemployed, and they're quitting their professions. So we are losing so much of wealth of knowledge. So this is one thing we all together think very carefully, and we have to act upon to preserve this kind of great heritage and knowledge our ancestors had. So this is the day we put bonfires, because this is a celebration. It's a winter in India. It's a celebrate whole villages. They come together, have a bonfires and celebrate. These bonfires will attract the insects, and they'll reduce the spread of diseases as well. So honoring the cows and bulls, like there's a Jallikattu and so many different kinds of village festivals. Around each village we will have different kinds of competitions and so on. So this is the one great way to preserve our old form of lifestyle, village lifestyles. Those village lifestyles are pretty much now vanishing. So this is the time we need to unbiasedly look at the way the Indian culture and heritage existed 20 years ago or 30 years ago, and we should take pride in our heritage, and we should try to preserve our heritage as well. So this Makara Sankranti is very significant for various reasons, like our health reasons, remembering our ancestors, honoring our artists and various celebrating our art forms, and honoring our cows and bulls and our animals, acknowledging their role in our life. So these are all part of this Makara Sankranti. Swasti.